Yes, boss. 444 the world back in here, man. You see the topic. Some people won't validate you because they're banking on using you. You feel me? Now, I talked about people using other people before, but I've never spoke on it in like a validation kind of way. So I'm gonna break it down for you, right? If you validate somebody, it's like saying you stamp them, or you're approved, or you're certified, or you got the go ahead. It's like, here's the thing. This is a game that I realize people do this. Some parents do this, some don't. Some, like, there's some people in your family, they'll do this shit to you. You feel me? And I'm gonna teach you this. This is a trick, right? Some people won't validate you because if I validate you, like I stated, it's just like saying I certify you or I approve you. You feel me? So if you don't get any form of a validation, people can thrive off of that. Meaning I can get you to overwork, overprove yourself. I can get more up out of you because you're riding off of the fact that you're not validated. You get what I'm saying? So here's the deal, right? With someone not getting validated and overworking themselves, that's gonna eventually lead to you becoming drained. You feel me? So let me just back up everything and explain it so you pick up where I'm trying to put down, right? Let's say your father or your mother, take it however you want to, right? You tell them, yo, like, did I do a good job on my homework? You may not know it. You feel like you tried your hardest. Let's say it's a math homework, right? Like 2 + 2 and 1 + 1. Basic shit that anybody can figure out, right? And your parent knows that you did a good job, but they could be like, nah, you didn't do a good job. Like, what is this? This is not right. They know that you did it right, but they can play a trick on you. So if they're relying on you to ask them, yo, did I do this correctly, or could you check this for me? And they seen you did it correctly, they can simply lie to you and be like, yo, this is absolutely wrong. You need to do it all over again. And this could be done as either a joke or on intentional, like on purpose. Like, okay, if I get him to go ahead and screw up his math homework that he got correctly, he's gonna go to school tomorrow with wrong answers and he's gonna fail because he's going off of what? My validation and my approval. When people do this, they can either get you to not only overwork yourself, but not really rely on your own judgment and thinking. That's the purpose of validation, and I'm gonna spin it back again for you. Remember how I stated, we're like windows. We cannot see ourselves. You feel me? Somebody can see you, but you can't really see yourself unless what? You stand in the mirror. You feel me? And then again, the mind can play tricks on you. You feel me? So without proper validation or you being approved or taught certain things or guided correctly, that can cause you to go all over the place and stray off course. That's something that I went through a lot when I was a kid. You feel me? That's when I started understanding that validation is very important. If you don't validate your child or show them or teach them or give them proper encouragement, they'll go on throughout the world kind of feeling a little bit lost, you feel me, and played with. The world is already confusing, and they put a lot of information out here that tampers with the mind, because when you're young, remember, your mind is very tender. You get what I'm saying? So if you don't have proper guidance, or you're not grounded a certain kind of way or brought up in a certain way that can play with you, where you can rely on your own free will and just do whatever it is that you want. That's the purpose of parents. When you have parents, your parents should be at least adult enough to guide you. There are some people, I've said this before, there are some adults that never grew up. They're still a child on the inside. So I'll give you an example. You will have parents that misguide their children because they see their children has the potential to be greater than what they were when they were younger. So you have a lot of people who harbor some form of jealousy, like a childlike manner, and they don't let that stuff go. You feel me? So that's the purpose of guiding somebody off course. On top of that, the fact of me understanding and knowing as I got older, my mom sold me a lot of lies, especially about my father. Because I look like my dad, my mom did a lot of things to me on purpose. You feel me? So that's that. Here's another one. the purpose of them not validating, whether parent, it doesn't matter, whoever, if you're drained and you waste your time trying to prove yourself, it's just like an empath, right? A narcissist will gaslight you to get you to prove yourself or manipulate you to get you into doing things, knowing that, yes, this person will do it. Let me just add a little bit of extra fire underneath them, right? They don't care what they're doing to you. They just know what the end result is going to be for them. You feel me? But overall, there's another dirty trick towards this. If a person is able to take your time, not validate you, waste your best years, your prime years, all of that, that raises the chances and the likelihood of you staying with them and conforming to them. You get what I'm saying? Because remember, people, it's like I wouldn't say it's a human nature thing. It's part of that, but there's a deeper study to it, right? If you're able to trick a person, confuse them, drain them, waste them, just break the hell out of them, that's all the likelihood in that person staying behind and conforming to you. Just like example, I'll give it to you and spin it to you in a different way. Look at jail or prison, right? There are people that have been in prison for years on end, 30, 40, 50 years on end. And by the time it's time for them to be released, some of them don't have no family. They don't have nowhere to go to. They don't have nobody who was visiting them. Anybody who was putting money on their commissary. Parents probably dead and gone. Brother probably dead and gone. Probably moved somewhere else. They're like a stranger in no man's land. Where did you spend your time? It was conformed in prison for years on end. 20, 30, 40, 50, how much ever the time it is, right? Now that you're a free man, you don't know what to do with yourself because I drained you. I took everything from you. So what do a lot of them do? They check back into the prison and they just stay there till the day that they die, dog. If you don't know that, look that up or ask somebody who knows about prison or corrections officer. This is something that's true. That's why it's very important why I say be careful in your younger years and don't do nothing reckless, because if you get in trouble with the judicial system, with the laws, what are they aiming to take away from you? Your time. Time is something you cannot get back, and that is a deeper game into validation. If you don't get validated or approved of the right way, or shown certain things, or you get what I'm saying, given the okay by your parents or your brother or whatever, you'll continue spending your time and end up draining yourself out on people who would have never did that for you. And it's all for what? Validation of approval. Validation and approval of who? A human being. You get what I'm saying? You're a human just like me. You bleed just like me. Who are you to validate me and tell me if I'm good enough or not? This is something I had to ask myself as I got older and I started to understand. One of the main reasons, and I stated it in this video, why some people, parents, brother, whatever, somebody older will not validate you or show you correctly sometimes is because they see your potential and how far you can go in life, dog. And that's the sucky part. It's not something that's only done in the black community, but it's a human nature thing. It's just very popular in the black community that there's a lot of people that were born in broken homes. The mother wasn't there. If the mother was there, mother was abusive. Father wasn't there. If the father was there, the father didn't really care. In the black community, there's a lot of issues that's internal. And there are people that harbor these issues and they don't want to fix themselves. They just continue to bleed out on people who never even cut them. And that, i.e., could be their children, brother, sister, whatever. Because there are some people with some severe issues, bro. Severe mental issues that haven't been fixed. There are some people who just go through life with these issues and they don't fix them. You get what I'm saying? That's one of the bigger games to validation. Not only that, besides draining time, this is the last and one of the most important ones. You miss out on opportunities. If I can drain you of your time and not validate you and have you wanting, hoping, just trying to latch on to a steady approval, guess what? You will waste all of your years, dog. And who got your prime years? Somebody who never cared about you. They just probably used it and put it towards whatever it is that they wanted. You get what I'm saying? Like example, My mom used to always do this trick with me, right? I hated my mom for years for this shit. You feel me? But I leave certain shit alone, you feel me? Because I got over that. My mom knew sometimes that I'd work 6 days a week, bro. Right? And I'm going to show you how selfish my mom is. My mom knows that Sunday is my only off day. You know what my mom would try to do? Oh, it's Sunday, I need you to help me clean out the back garden. And you cannot tell me something last friggin' minute. That's my problem. If you're going to tell me something, make sure you schedule it or ask me from ahead of time. Don't try and tell me some shit last minute and try and chastise me when I tell your ass no. My mom used to go on spree. Oh, you're lazy. You boy. You little lazy boy. God work. No one help out around the house. It's alright. You workless boy. Workless boy. The whole time I'm giving you majority of my fucking check, my nigga. And you would antagonize me my whole life, bruh. And I'd realize that there were little games that my mom would do on top of that. My mom would paint it like I'm lazy, you're wicked, you're this, that, and the third. But behind closed doors would run back and tell like my cousin, Damar's one of the best children I ever had. If I had 2 more Damars in my life, I'd be okay and like I'd be set. But the whole time, how do you treat me? You treat me like shit. I ask you certain things and it's like you don't appreciate or approve, or you get what I'm saying? It's no form of acceptance behind it, right? And I started realizing I put in some of the most work and I don't get anything in return. Versus your other kids who treat you like shit, cause you to be in the hospital, you splurge thousands of dollars on them and they don't even care about you, but they're the one that you uplift. This is a part of confusion. This is a lot of the stuff I used to go through and witness as a kid, and he used to play with me like, all of the good it is that I do, it's like nothing ever gets appreciated. This is why I preach to you and tell you that there are people who know that you're good. They know that you're proven. They're just not going to validate you. Because if they validate you, it's like saying you've been blessed, granted. You know, my mom said I'm good enough. I could go out there in the world. I could do whatever. It builds a person up. It builds up their self-esteem. I never had self-esteem as a child, bro. I never had any form of a confidence. Anytime my confidence would start to trend up, my mom would beat the hell out of my confidence to keep me down in my place. Stay in line, nigga. My mom used to treat me like I was a fucking prisoner. Like I'm property, dog. That's my problem with people, especially with women or certain people who don't understand me or don't get me. If you're not respecting of me and who I am, space, whatever, we could take it there, my nigga. I don't care. You feel me? Because once you know and you understand the games that people play and you've had people wasted your time, you don't want to waste not even a second, a step, whatever. You feel me? And you have to have this mentality in life. If somebody wastes your time, you have to realize that that was done intentional. Remember, I stated this. I say it all the time. Time is something you cannot get back. So if somebody wasted your time, chances are it was probably intentional, bro. So if you wasted your time around somebody when you could have been doing bigger things elsewhere, why in the frick would you want to stay there around them people, bro? I had a lot of people, like I said, family-wise, whatever, tried me, dog. But it's like, yeah, I'm not going back around D'Angelo. He on 10 pills right now. You're right about that. Because I understand the games that people play. And this is from all of my mother's doings. You feel me? So what I'm trying to tell you is validation is something serious. And there are some people who either commit suicide because they never seen a way out. They've never had validation, but they've just been used and taken advantage of. You have to understand that in this world we live in, when somebody finds a good person, chances are that good person is going to get used, bro. They're not going to be respected or treated as, oh, you're a good person, Jesus. Thank you, God, for this good person. They see a good person like, thank you, God, I found somebody I could use. That's how people are nowadays. And that's the sickening part about it. What I want you to understand is that if a person doesn't validate you, understand and remember this. This is what helped me break the thought process. Why would I seek validation and approval from another human being that bleeds just like me? I don't give a fuck if you're my mother. Excuse my language, right? Why would I conform to somebody who wasted a lot of their years? No disrespect. You feel me? Remember, I told you when you're young, you're fresh in the world. When you have your youth, you have your innocence. Forget about innocence. When you have your youth, you have your energy and your strength. You could do whatever the hell it is you want in this world. There are people who are going to see that and want to take advantage of that and see if they can treat you like Pokemon. Ash, catch them, pull out the Pokeball and capture your ass. You have to realize that there are people who play these types of games. You just can't conform to it. You feel me? That being said, remember this. Words can help you. They can hurt you. But here on my channel, I want to uplift you because everybody's a champion. Nobody's a loser, man. It's your boy 444 the world, man. Just remember that validation. When some people don't get validated, it can lead to a deeper state of depression, lower self-esteem, draining of time, being drained of your energy, wasting your time. All of those things. You just have to sometimes step back and recognize what the situation is and move accordingly, man. It's your boy 444 the world, man. Peace.